Hello, 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 and welcome to everybody for the 4C Tuesday night sketch op. As always, I'm with my buddy, my hetero life partner, Mr. Ken Carson. Everybody say hi.
What's happening? I don't know if you're talking about me or Larry.
Oh, no. Larry and I aren't that close yet. And everybody, please welcome Mr. Larry Stroman. Larry, how are you doing tonight, bud?
I'm doing okay.
The magic hand right there. That's where all the magic comes from.
Jason, what's up? Mike, what's up? Harris, what's up?
Thank you guys for the anniversary wishes. We appreciate it. It's been.
Thank you. Hopefully, everybody got a chance to watch that annoying video that I made. That was like, I don't know, became a labor of love at one point. And,
oh yeah, well listen, you put a ton of work into it, and to make it how you would have wanted it, you probably would be working on it 24 hours a day for like a month. So we're not all about that. No.
I would have had to watch how many shows just to find the Willy Bobo comment.
Yeah, we couldn't find the Willy Bobo.
I tried so hard. Because I was just literally falling asleep on the sofa trying to find it. But hey, what are you gonna do?
That's
anyway. But we're back. This is year 2 of the 4C extravaganza.
Yep. It's a big stuff. We're going to be in New Orleans in 2 days for Fan Expo, and although other people keep dropping out, we're still staying strong. So it's going to be a good show. Larry's going to be there. Russ Braun's going to be there. Unfortunately,
canceled. Yeah,
Ron Wilson had to cancel, unfortunately, but that's
did send Jeff up to pick up the art.
So, I got about 19 pieces of art from Ron that we'll bring to the show to sell for anybody who really wanted something from Ron. We'll have that in person. I drove up to him and we did an exchange through a small hole in his window to get the stuff. So we got it. But
hey, listen, we got to do what we got to do nowadays, right?
You know. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love my Robinson piece. It's like one of my favorites. That's why it's on the wall, man. Thanks. Look, Eileen's already up there for the claim, man. He's fast. Let's see. So there is a claim available. Anybody who wants a claim, it's full figures with pencil and ink, and Larry's offering them up, and we're going to do them live tonight. So there we go. So per usual, if we have 3 or less claims, we'll do them in order of who claimed. But if we get more than 3 or 3 or more, we'll do a wheel spin to see. So right now, it's right on the screen, Jason. It's $150 for 11 by 17.
And we're calling it. So the first person who got the claim was Ely.
Ely, yep, done.
Ely, so, if you can, this is the Google Doc. Please, only Ely fill this out.
Ely and only Ely.
But please tell us what you want first. I know I'm not worried about you, buddy, but fill out the Google Doc when you get a chance. But tell us what character you want so Larry can get started.
There you go. Yeah, absolutely. It's such a shocker, Ken, that you didn't know what this was going to be.
Omac.
Yeah, Omac. That's right. Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, he likes that one.
I love Omac. I always have.
There you go.
Nice.
Oh, we're gonna get to see something. Have you done a lot of drawings of him for people?
I haven't done any yet. No, I did one headshot once, I think. But I always like Kirby's Omac, and I always like the Omac that John Byrne did. I even like the Omac that Keith Giffen did. It's always been I've always liked that character.
Right. Jason, just to let you know, Ely won. You were behind him. So
he likes the Kirby
Omac. But listen, Ely's gotten some great Omacs from us over this last couple months.
All right. In the mail probably very soon.
Yeah.
I just mailed them out.
I always thought that would be a cool movie. Omac.
I don't know anything about Omac. I mean, maybe I should read it.
Yeah.
For the miniseries. I had the John Byrne miniseries somewhere. I don't know what I did with it.
Yeah, for the time that it came out, he had a lot of good ideas in that book.
Yeah, YouTube seems to be the way to go a lot of times, Jason.
Yeah. No, we definitely saw your comment, Jason. There just were only 2, so we didn't do a wheel spin. We just let Ely have it. So, but just stay tuned. Larry works fast.
He certainly does.
So we're excited. It's been a whirlwind year, and Kenya put together that video. It was awesome. Showed some of the highlights and low lights and.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to show the charm of the show. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why people like it is because it's not just watching somebody draw. It's the conversations, it's the stories, it's everything that goes around with it. The bullshitting, the ball busting, all that fun stuff.
Oh yeah, Bacon. We can see your name, buddy. So I guess you gave StreamYard permission.
Yes, Bacon.
They have your permission.
The Bacon entrance, yeah. I don't know if I kept that on here or not. Let me see. I think I did. No, I didn't keep it. Sorry, Bacon. The only thing I got here is this. What do I got here?
Yeah, what it was Kirby did a series of books during the time where he was at DC. A lot of it was kind of experimental type stuff. So OMAC was one of those kind of experiments that turned out to be pretty good. I think there was only like 8 issues of it initially. And then DC kind of used it over and over. And then somewhere along the line, they had Batman in current times have something to do with the OMAC thing, which was a future thing.
It doesn't OMAC stand for like one man
Army Corps.
Yep. Corps. Yeah. So is that his deal? He's like a
one man army. One man army.
Pretty much, yeah. What it was he would get these bursts of powers from this thing called Brother Eye, which was out in the space. So if he needed more power or whatever, this thing would just shoot this beam of energy down to him, and then he would get stronger.
Oh, okay.
So answer to this question is you don't. There is no commission list. You want a sketch from Larry? You buy it tonight.
That's right. Or you come to the show
or something like that.
Yeah, or you come to New Orleans. That's the other way you can do it. New Orleans.
If there's something special you want, you got to see us. You got to see us. Larry's not one for commission lists.
Well, Larry's a fly by the seat of his pants kind of gal.
And he's not the only one. Doug Mankey's the same way. It's just they don't like commission lists. So this is it. Get it.
Yep. And we'll be here for a little while. And Larry works fast, so I'm sure he's going to get a few done. See, the cool thing is Larry he'll basically do all of these, and then he'll bring them with him when he comes to New Orleans, and then we'll have the sketches, and then we can mail them out as soon as we're done with the weekend. So they're going to, we don't have to worry about anything. Hand delivered. Yeah. It's beautiful.
I will have these. Yeah, I'll have these in hand with me on Thursday or Friday. Larry Friday.
Yeah. Oh, you all going to be there on Thursday?
Yeah.
We got to set up. Yeah, we have to set up. So we're going to be there. Yeah, Ken's driving in with all the stuff, and I'm flying in.
Right.
So, but Ken told me he's not picking me up at the airport. He said I'm shit out of luck. So
I did say that. Well, Larry, here's a question for you. Will Larry revisit the tribe?
Probably at some point. I'm working on it all the time, but I'm not scheduling any of it.
Yeah, if anybody's interested, I actually did pick up a ton of tribe number ones.
Mm-hmm.
I will be bringing with me to the show. I actually gave Larry some too.
Who will we see in New Orleans on Saturday? All I see is Facebook user.
Yeah, that's all we see. Facebook user. Who are you? Who is you?
Arg. I hate not knowing.
You have to give StreamYard permission to use your name. Click the little blue link, or go on YouTube so you can see who you are.
Yeah. See, now I'm on Facebook and I'm on YouTube, and I still can't see who this person is. Craziness.
says Bacon. Bacon, you're not going. Oh, on Facebook user? I don't know what that means. Jason Harris says, Larry, I've seen a lot of your Spider-Man sketches. Is he one of your favorites to draw?
The thing that was cool about Spider-Man is not so much that he's one of my favorites to draw, is that there's so many versions of Spider-Man. You know, it's almost like you're doing a new thing each time. I like drawing Spider-Man.
Nice. So, all right, Candy Page. So, Candy Page, we will see you in New Orleans. Great news. Wonderful.
Stop by the table. Maybe I'll give you a gift.
Yeah, listen. Anybody who says they're going to come to on this live show right now, we'll have a gift for you. Ken, do that eyebrow thing. That eyebrow. Do that eyebrow thing again. That was pretty cool. Look at that. There you go. That's nice stuff.
It depends on if I have enough.
I think you'll have enough. I can't imagine that. We're going to see a ton of people from the live show will be attending, but we'll definitely have something for you.
Listen, I was getting recognized at Pensacon last year in January. So you'd be surprised sometimes at the shows what people who recognize you. MegaCon, there were so many people that came out to the table. So they knew who we were and stuff. So who knows? We'll see. We'll see what kind of feed we have in New Orleans.
Yeah, I only got recognized like once. That's it. They don't like me. You're very likable, Ken. I'm not likable.
Well, I'm easy to pick out. I'm a giant guy with white hair.
But yeah, so we'll be down there. It's gonna be fun. My brother actually lives in New Orleans, so I'm gonna be able to hang out with him. So that'll be fun. I get to see him and probably my niece and nephew and sister-in-law. And
so that means he knows where all the good places are to eat, right?
Oh yeah, like I said, people keep talking about, like in the chat, they were talking about we got to go have breakfast at the Ruby Slipper, and I'm like, funny you should mention that because my brother used to be the general manager of that restaurant. He actually has been the manager of a few different restaurants in there, like the Palace Cafe off of Canal Street, which is pretty famous. They used it in movies like Runaway Jury and the Deja Vu and stuff. Now he's done working in restaurants now though. Yeah, she's legit. Yeah, she's legit now. You gave StreamYard your permission. Very good. Now they can track you just like the shots in your arms. Now they know how to track you at all times, right? I'm kidding.
I got the prints today for Anthony Mackie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They look really nice.
Yeah.
Not that we sold any. I mean,
listen, if you guys want some, Ken's got prints. They're double-sided, right, Ken?
No, he didn't do the double-sided thing.
Oh.
So no, I have two separate. Want me to show you? Grab them.
Well, good on you for getting your second round of COVID vaccine. Can I pick up some beignets? I'll be eating some beignets. I don't think I'll be bringing any back. They're not going to make it. Sorry. That's all right, Mike. Yeah, like I said, we don't expect everybody to be there. It'd be nice. Anybody who comes, we would love to see you. But we're going to be doing shows in a lot of places. Colorado might even be one of them. We're still working out some of the minutia. So here they are. Here are some of the prints right here. So you've got, there you go.
That one is really nice.
Yeah. And then
I like that
in color.
Nice big spot in here for a signature.
Little remark by Russ too. You get a Russ remark and signature.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I will also have, let's see.
Here, I'm going to show what I'm going to have. I'm going to have these. If anybody wants to get one of these bad boys signed, check that out. I can't see my own face here. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Cap. I got those. Should look beautiful with an Anthony Mackie autograph on it. And I got, I showed these off before, but where's the other ones? And then I got something that's a little bit simpler. I got these. Check those out. You like the shield and the wings. That's what you want right there. So I'll bring these to the show if anybody wants to get them. Well, Klaus, I don't want you to get the virus either. Nobody wants to get the virus.
No.
Oh, there are the blanks.
Silver, red, white, and blue, red. And then I also picked up
Look at that, man. They're going to look
a
awesome.
handful of these. A handful of these. And then, of course, for Mr. Stroman, we will have.
That's right. We got the special prints. He'll do remarks on those if anybody wants one of those. We've even got a couple copies of that comic that's an homage of I think we got about 20 or 30 copies of the New Mutant or the X Factor 71s. We'll bring those. We'll have the Tribe books that Ken was talking about. We'll have those with us. Yeah, sorry you got the virus, buddy, man. That sucks. Anybody who's got it, it's just, I mean, so many people have it now. I'm very glad if everybody gets vaccinated, so it's not such a bad, thing. I'm hoping that, it just feels like a cold, but I feel so bad for anybody who's gotten it. It's definitely no fun.
A few other things I'm bringing up too. We're going to have these up on the 4C page at some point. We have signed copies of DK3.
That's right, by Andy Kubert. We got a few of those. They're all signed differently in different places. Oh, I'll tell you something Ken did tell me today. It's good news. Yep, there they are, new X Factor 71s. Ken did tell me that. What did they tell you about your 4COA machine, Ken?
It's being repaired and will be sent back to me very soon.
That's right. So we'll be able to do 4COAs again very soon. That'll be great. Get that.
So I picked up these books, and it's kind of funny. So you have Wolverine, cover art by
Mr.
Larry Stroman, but not interiors, just the cover.
Mm-hmm. And then,
almost forgot about that.
Then we have Ghost Rider, cover art by not Larry Stroman, but the interiors by Larry Stroman.
No, I did that cover.
Did you?
You did the
Yeah,
cover?
me and Mark Texiera.
Oh, it was another one that I saw there. Yeah, this is this. There you go.
So there you go.
And then I have a bunch of these.
Oh yeah.
So Larry will have a lot of product.
Ken, Jason asked how the website's coming.
Pretty much done. We're just trying to work out the minute, the minor details and trying to make sure it's right when we launch it. We were having problems with the ordering system, but I made a decision. I said, I'm just going to keep using the Google Docs. So if we put stuff up on the website, there'll be a Google Doc. You click on it, it'll take you there. You fill out the information. Bing, bang, boom. We're all done.
Absolutely.
Maybe very soon that will be launched within the next week, maybe.
Oh yeah, if you guys notice, Ken's in a big room now. He's got a whole new setup.
What is that, the garage?
No. I moved to another room in the house, Cheyenne's old room. So she moved out and I moved in. So I still have a lot of decorating to do. Why is this thing not switching over the camera? I have some things up, but I have a lot to. I'm too busy with New Orleans and stuff to be messing with that right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I do have some things. I got to figure out my setup here. As you can see, I have a light situation, but yeah, there's some stuff hanging up there. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's a couple pieces hanging up. Actually,
if any of you guys wondered if Ken was worthy, apparently he is.
Should I take it?
Yeah, grab it. Let's see. Ken just found out today that he is worthy.
This is if anybody out there collects these things, this is actually from Cat Toys. This thing is here. It's metal. It weighs like 15 pounds. It's pretty cool. I can hurt somebody with this for sure. It'll smash your head in. I also picked up 2 shields, the Captain America and Winter Soldier shields from the show, to have signed by Anthony Mackie too. I had those on the 4C page, but I'll be getting those. I'll be getting those signed too. So.
Yep, you have those in hand, so that's awesome.
They're downstairs.
Yeah.
I remember a few years. I remember a few years ago, some guy had robbed some comic store. He came in there in a Spider-Man mask, and he had a Thor's hammer. And well, I guess he walked out with some rare comics.
Threatened to hurt somebody with his hammer, I guess.
Yep.
Wow.
I never would have considered anybody would ever do anything like that.
Ugh. World's full of crazy people.
Yeah.
And Omac's looking awesome. So, Larry, you've never been to New Orleans before, have you?
Nope.
Yeah. It's going to be a first
I was
time.
surprised. I was surprised at the amount of people that I've known in the comic industry that's never been there before.
Oh.
Well, I couldn't figure out why, out of all the places I've gone to, I never ended up there.
Well, hopefully that means you'll be making a lot of people happy when you show up. And we're definitely going to show you a good time. Like I said, we're going to know where all the good eats are. We got to get some crawfish etouffee and some jambalaya and some, beignets and muffaladas. And, oh, it's going to be awesome. Po' boys. Oh, I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, my mouth's watering.
I've been kind of nervous ever since the show started. I'm sitting here worried that David's going to pop in and start harassing me.
You never know when the Bro Hawk is going to show up.
Yeah.
He comes from the shadows. Oh, look at it. Look at that. Look at that beauty.
Is the Marvel Legends Captain and Winter Soldier? So it's the one just like the one he had in the TV show.
Oh, that's awesome.
Straps in the back. It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, Ken's actually has a special shield that he's going to get signed for himself. It's going to be his MCU shield. It's the one from Endgame. That's going to be his one. He's going to get as many guys to sign as he can. He already has his creator's shield, but this one, this is the one everybody remembers. Look at that.
I was at some show and some guy was walking around with a guitar and having people do drawings on the guitar. I thought that was kind of cool.
Ah, there you go. Battle damaged.
When I did my sports thing, there was a guy who had you remember Kiss made stuff? They used to, Gene Simmons basically marketed everything in history.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the things was a Kiss coffin. So I'm sitting in the back room of the show with a bunch of athletes, and in rolls this coffin with Kiss logos all over it. And all the guys were signing it and stuff like that, and they would reel it in and out. Well, there was nobody out here is probably going to know who it is. There was a guy who played for the Eagles. His name was Chuck Bednarik, Concrete Charlie. He played in the 50s and 60s. Real tough guy. And he's sitting there, and they reeled the coffin at one point. I said, "Oh, Chuck, your ride's here." Yeah, he didn't think it was funny.
Yeah.
No, he thought it was funny. But it was It was Kiss Coffin. They were getting every athlete to sign it. It was like the most ridiculous thing I ever saw. So I said to the guy, "What's it for?" He goes, "It's for me to be buried in." Okay. Well, you'll have a signed Kiss Coffin that you won't enjoy.
Well, he'll enjoy it all the way up until then, knowing that's where he's going to spend eternity, I guess.
I guess.
I was watching some interview with Gene Simmons, and he was walking through his house. So he goes into this one room, and the room is like nothing but Kiss stuff. And I didn't even know there was that much of that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, man, their merchandise is.
But I do remember buying the very first Kiss book that came out back in I think it was the 70s.
Kiss comic.
It was drawn by, I think it was drawn by part of it was drawn by John Buscema. I forgot who drew the other part.
Oh wow, that would be cool to see actually.
Yeah.
Man, you are putting some work into this thing. Oof. So Linda Craig says all of Gene's Kiss stuff is going to go in a museum in Vegas.
Oh, that's cool. My sister was shocked. I was telling her the other day that we were talking about places where they have great art at. I said, they got a lot of great art in Las Vegas. And she was like, huh? You know, there's people that would not believe that Vegas has some of the best art ever. Because all the money that goes through that place.
Oh yeah, I mean, wherever there's money, there's always going to be stuff that like that you would never imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ken and I have been trying. We've been trying to work on all what our show schedule is going to be like this year, and everything that we're going to be doing. We just, unfortunately, we can't lock anything down yet. But we do have some incredible, huge things in the works that I can't wait till we can tell you guys about for shows coming out. We're still trying to work out the sign on the dotted line and get everything all in place, but it's going to be big, and we're just, we so want to make more announcements, but we just got to hold off a little while longer. But it's coming. It's all coming, and we'll let you guys know. This show in New Orleans is probably going to be our only show for a little while. I don't think we have another show until I think Ken might be going up to Michigan to do something with Bill, but I don't think we really have another full-on show until April. So just stay tuned. We're going to be here every Tuesday. We're going to have some fun stuff coming up on Tuesday nights. It's going to be great. We're always going to have a show on Tuesday, even if it's just us talking. So stay tuned. And we like I said, we love to see your questions. We love to see your comments, what you guys are looking forward to, what you'd like to see. Linda, I'm exactly the same way. I'm hoping for that stuff's going to start getting better. I honestly thought everything was going to be better now after doing that show in past August when the Delta variant was coming up. And then I thought we'd be all done with that. And then Omicron came, and so we'll have to see. Hopefully there's not another one. Cleveland's definitely on a list, Bacon. So we're hoping we can do Cleveland. Like I said, we haven't committed. We've only committed to, besides New Orleans, we've only committed to, I believe, 2 other shows concretely, probably 3 though. So we're definitely going to be doing Heroes Con in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we're definitely going to be doing San Diego. But as far as the other shows,
David's busy. I called him. He can't come on. He said you can't handle the smoke anyway.
That's correct. That's what I said.
He said he owes you a phone call too. He said whenever you call him, your number is unrecognizable, so he doesn't answer it.
Yeah.
So he said he owes you a phone call. He said, "Tell
all this time I'm thinking." All this time I'm thinking he's looking at it saying, "I don't want to talk to that dude."
Yeah, he said your name doesn't come up where you pick it up.
Oh, look at that. Another live claim for Larry Stroman. Ken doesn't even bother telling him how nice his stuff looks. He just throws up the next claim.
Well, you know how we do that. We just.
Oh, we'll be.
Larry, seen this shit? Larry, did you see our new thing?
What new thing?
It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
Wrap it up. Oh, all right, we got 4 claims. Ken, Planet Comic Con. You're doing Planet, aren't you?
Boom, cut the check.
Cut the check.
Right. Yes, I am doing Planet. As a matter of fact, I don't want to
I know. You can't.
I
You
don't-
can't. You can't.
I don't want to say.
I know. You
Let's just
he
say
almost.
Forsky
you-
might
so-
have a presence of epic proportions with creators of epic proportions inside it.
You got, Ken came that close to just slipping it out too. I saw he had that moment where he forgot he couldn't say anything yet.
Put my hand in my mouth and play it.
All will be. What's the line from the movie?
Did you guys hear it?
What's the line from All is revealed? Soon all will be revealed. All right, Ken, you ready for a wheel spin?
How many we get?
We got 4.
Oh, there you go. All right, let's see some names.
Jason, Lucas, Geeks and Drinks, and Robert. So I guess GD or Geeks will suffice.
What's that,
Yeah,
comic store?
I think I'm getting sick.
I don't know. Don't you get sick, Ken. Shut the hell up.
Everyone in my house is sick. Summer had a cold, and then she gave it to my father-in-law. And Renee's sick. It's inevitable. It's a cold. They've been COVID tested. There's still colds out there, believe it or not.
Yeah, I had one. I think in the summertime, I got cold. Lasted for about a day or two. You said, "Am I ready?"
Can you guys see the wheel?
Yeah, we got the wheel, buddy. Whenever you're ready. Sorry, Chuck. Yeah, you missed it by that much. And up, Geeks and Drinks it is. All right.
So Geeks and Drinks, same instructions as everybody else. We never went over the rules.
Okay, Omeg done.
Oh, look at that, Omac. All right. Geeks and Drinks. Before you fill out the Google Doc, let us know what you want Larry to do so we can get him started on it. And then go and fill out the Google Doc, please. And there is the Google Doc. You can just click on that link and boom.
Only the person who won the claim.
Only Geeks and Drinks. Only. He wants, oh, wow. He's going to put you to work, buddy. He wants a Carnage.
Okay.
No, Lee, we're not going to have Larry sign the OMAC. It's going to be unsigned.
I did sign it actually.
Here, there, see, look. You got it. He didn't see it. He thought that was just white.
There's a response in there from.
It's an illusion.
There's a response in there from.
So there you go. So Carnage, huh? Stroman Carnage is gonna be cool.
Hey, is he in that current movie?
Which one? The Spider-Man movie or the Venom?
The Venom movie.
Yeah, he was the bad guy in the Venom movie. Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen that yet. I think I meant to watch it, but I ended up watching something else.
All
right.
I don't know if we did. We didn't do Google Docs for Ariel. So if you did a claim for that, then he'll have to check, Mike. Mike, you also got. I just want to remember you got one of the Andy Kubert books, right? With the DK3s. Just refresh my memory because I had you down as wanting one of those, but I don't know if we did anything with it. So remind me, give me a thumbs up if that's right, or a yes, you got one or something. But yeah, we didn't do any Google Docs for Ariel. We just did claims.
No, I did old school claims on that one. Unfortunately, my daughter wasn't around to set up the Google Doc for me, and I have no interest in learning how to do it. So yeah, I just did it the old school way. So you should have got an invoice from me, Mike. You didn't get an invoice.
Yeah. But yeah, Mike, so set aside one of those books for Mike because he got one of those Andy Kuberts. So
okay.
I know we were thinking that we might have to go back and look at it. Mike Sprint, yes. And like I said, those are all in like pristine shape. So I'd be shocked if they didn't grade out in the high 9s. Shocked.
Yeah, this book is pretty nice, buddy. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna find more good one.
Yeah, man, I agree with Linda. I think Larry's going to kill this. I think it's right up his alley.
The one I grabbed actually had a spine tick in it.
Oh, son's a gun.
Okay, so is Venom and the Spidey Black suit, are they separate things or is it the same thing?
Well, he
You
wants
mean in the movies, you mean?
Well, in the comics, but what Ken calls the symbiote Spider-Man, is that the same thing?
Yeah, the symbiote Spider-Man. It basically it was the black suit until it left Peter Parker and then jumped on.
I know that. I'm saying, is that what it is now? Or is it something separate?
I don't know what's going on with Venom now because I'm not reading any modern comics, but I thought that Venom had merged with Flash Thompson to create Agent Venom. But I don't know. There's so much going on. Somebody who's way more educated in modern comics than me probably knows.
I think the last thing I heard was that there was it was called Venom Island or something. There was like an island of something happening. I stopped reading at that point. I didn't know part of it. But I have my MCU theory. Did I give them my MCU theory, Jeff?
Bring it.
All right. So in the movies, of course, they always have the armies of they don't care what we kill kind of thing, like the Chitauri and the Ultron robots, things for these heroes can just smash and beat up and nobody cares, not getting offended that it's people or anything like that. So wouldn't it make sense for that to be the same kind of thing in the next stage of the MCU, some sort of nondescript thing that they can destroy as a team? Wouldn't symbiotes be the perfect thing, especially since they did that whole storyline a couple years ago where Carnage basically took over the world, and there were symbiotes everywhere. And apparently, they said the symbiotes can speak to each other through the multiverse, so they could actually put an army together from the multiverse of symbiotes. And so maybe the big baddie in the next MCU phase is going to be Null.
You never know. Definitely could be in the next Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. Or it's maybe not the big one, but that could be a storyline that they actually go for.
I really did not think that movie was going to be much of anything, but it actually turned out to be pretty good.
The Spider-Man?
Yeah.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. Wait a minute. How long has that movie been out now? 3 weeks?
Oh, we can talk about it now?
Yeah, I think all the spoilers have been spoiled already.
If anybody out there hasn't seen the new Spider-Man movie, stop watching. We might say something weird, right?
And if you haven't seen it, shame on you. It's been 3 weeks. What are you doing?
That's right. What are you waiting for? Disney Plus?
Yeah, it's not going to come on Disney Plus. That's the whole thing. It's not a Disney movie. You have to buy the DVD, the Blu-ray.
Disney owns that rights, don't they?
No, that's why none of the Spider-Man movies are on Disney Plus. They're all Sony, buddy.
Yeah, that's going to change.
Jason, how have you not seen the movie yet? Come on, man.
We won't say anything, Jason.
Spend $15 on a movie ticket and stop buying art, would you? Good God, man.
I know you got a Fire Stick. Come on, you're living. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. You could find a bootleg somewhere.
I tried to look for it on the Fire Stick a couple days ago. I couldn't find it. I did not say that live on TV.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have a bootleg. I didn't say that either.
There used to be a time where everything was on a Fire Stick. Now so much stuff has been blocked on the Fire Stick that I don't know. It's kind of lost its appeal to me. I haven't been on a Fire Stick in a long time.
I watched something. Remember when Aquaman came out a couple years ago?
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't a Fire. It might have been a Fire Stick. I don't remember. Somebody gave me something to watch it on, and I put it on TV. I watched it. It's like 2 days later, I get an email from Warner Brothers cease and desist email that I had illegally downloaded or something like that. I was like, what?
Hey, Jason pointed out that we have the claim banner still up for Larry.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, like, wow. So you got somebody coming after you, huh, Ken? Yeah, look out. That's why you need to have a. You need to
I
have
thought they stopped doing that.
I don't know.
You need to have you need to have a VPN that says you're in like Malaysia or something.
You're right. I remember back in the day when we had the DirecTV with the satellites, you had those little cards. And I knew a guy who had one of those card things. He could program the cards. So we'd go over his house day before the NFL season, get him to put Sunday ticket on it, and he gets Sunday ticket for free.
Yeah.
Then we started having to go there almost every week because they would constantly be zapping the card. And then it became not worth doing it anymore.
Yeah.
And I eventually got to a point where I got tired of looking at bootleg stuff. So I decided, hey, I'm just going to go ahead and stop paying for everything. So that's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
Well, if you want quality, it's definitely better to get the. The thing is you can get anything that's like been dropped onto HBO, anything that's digital, you can get a perfect copy of like the day of. Just
now that I think of it, aren't those movies on HBO Max?
Yeah, like
isn't Spider-Man?
Not the Spider-Man.
Isn't
Matrix.
Oh, Matrix. Okay.
Yeah, so any of that stuff that's on HBO, like once it's digital, somebody can steal it and they can make a perfect copy of it and put it out there for everybody. It's the ones that aren't on digital that don't have. It's harder to get.
I just saw a couple of movies recently on HBO Max. I almost gave it up. I said, I guess I'll keep it.
I find it hard to believe that. I think these companies do that stuff deliberately.
Yeah.
Because they know how to shut things down if they really want to.
Yeah.
So
I think they're the ones that are bootlegging movies.
I agree.
This is the thing I don't understand about, people will complain about the bootleg stuff, but the thing is, no matter how much movies have been bootlegged, they make more and more money every year. So how are they making so much money if everything's being bootlegged?
Yeah.
It just shows you bootlegs aren't they're not losing money from bootlegs. It's not costing them anything. That's why they probably don't care as much. It doesn't affect their bottom line. If it affected their bottom line, they would care.
I think for the most part, I'm not really. If I want to go see a movie, I'll see a movie. I'm not really. It's like I said. That Iron Man bootleg was epic.
Was there an Iron Man bootleg?
Oh.
You might have to send that to me, Jason. I'm loving this carnage. I don't think I've ever seen Larry draw something like this before.
Oh.
It's getting creepy on me.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, that was one of the things I've always worried about for years. If I ever had a situation where I had to draw a horror comic, what would I do? Because I never really had experience in drawing that kind of stuff. I think I got a little bit better at it over the years.
I asked, I didn't ask, but I was at a panel one time with Jay Lee. I've told the story before. And somebody asked Jay what was his favorite character to draw. And he said, any monster. And they said, why a monster? He said, because you can make a mistake and it doesn't matter.
There's no straight lines.
Yeah. So you can get as ugly as you want. It doesn't matter. You can't screw it up.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of screwing up monsters. No, I'm just kidding. Has anybody seen the Doug Mankey Swamp Thing Black Series? Holy crap. The art in there is just, oh my God.
Man, I miss out on so much good stuff.
Have you seen that, Jeff? The Black Series?
No, I have. It just came out, didn't it?
Came out last week, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I haven't made it out to the store. I went to a comic store last week, but it was the day before the new comics came out. I'm sure it'll be all over the convention this weekend. I'll have to take a look at it.
My daughter's saying it's supposed to be cold in New Orleans.
Cold. Cold is relative. Let's
51. Listen, we live in Florida.
Listen, it's 27 degrees here where I am right now. And it's going to be in the 50s one day we're in New Orleans.
It's freezing, dude.
Friday 55. It's going to be 71 the day before on Thursday. It's going to be 73 and 75 for Saturday and Sunday. I think it'll be all right. We'll just stay inside on Friday.
I'm putting on my jacket now.
Oh, is that a 4C jacket you have there?
It is. It is.
Look at all that merch. Every time I say merch, I just want to be like, hit the like button and subscribe. Buy the merch.
24 degrees. Where are you? Holy smokes. Cheyenne said my blunt did that. Tell me that. 4C for all seasons. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. It's chilly in Florida. It's let me see. Let me check.
Yeah. 60 what? What is it?
It's 65 on her.
Oh my God. How do you live?
It was in the 74 today. We're going to get a heat wave next week. It'll be 80s.
You should send them that picture I showed you of what it looked like here on Monday.
Yeah, right. 32 in North Carolina. That's a crisp weather. When I was a football coach, I'd walk around the hall saying, "It's hitting weather, boys. We're hitting today. Nice and crisp." I want to hear the pads popping.
Linda Craig says her heart's breaking for us. It's going to be 11 degrees.
He watches the show, but my good friend Pepper Johnson, who is a coach, won a national championship yesterday or Sunday.
Nice.
Second time in a row, high school national championship.
Wow.
So, I mean, listen, the guy, he played in the NFL for I don't even know how many years, 12 years in the NFL. He was a coach for the New England Patriots for 9 years. He's got 3 Super Bowl rings with them. He's got 2 as a player. Him coaching high school is like, it's like putting a Lamborghini engine in a Chevette. It's got a lot of power. It might not look good, but it's got a lot of power behind it. So he's doing a hell of a job. I was trying to get him to do he was in town, but I didn't even get to see him. He was in town, but I was going to get together with him. And I was going to have him do explain how our claims work for the show, but like a football play.
Yeah, exactly.
First you go here, and then you go here. So I'll get that done at some point if I ever see Pepper. So I think that'd be pretty funny.
Oh yeah.
And we don't have to explain the rules. We'll just say, Pepper, what are the rules?
Ken is a Renaissance man, Jason. You didn't know that? He's as manly as football and as dainty as jewelry.
Actually, I just found I found my old clipboard. There's the old team logo there.
Nice.
My old this is the one that the kids bought me after I busted the one over the other kid's head. It only has a few dents in it, as you can see.
You only flung it. Yeah, exactly. You got to bring that one to the show. That's how you keep track of all the commissions. Yeah, keep track of the commissions in that.
Yeah, I'm gonna use this as the show. But I've had this thing for a long time. These were the helmet logos, the helmet stickers we used to give out for the kids. I used to be able to write plays on it. I used to have a pen, so I could draw up the stuff real quick on the fly. The kids bought me that after, like I said, after I busted the one over the one kid's head. I didn't say that on TV.
That was a different.
He was wearing a helmet, and he missed the block. He deserved it. Oh, here's my other. This is my original one. This one I had to stop using because I didn't want to break it. There you
go. Nice.
I had it on the back. It's only got a small crack in it.
Kind of sounds like you. Yeah, exactly.
Those were the days. If you ever see me at a show, ask me. I'll tell you stories about those days. I got lots of them.
Mm-hmm.
So do you ever want to go back and do that again?
No. I coached for 9 years. We won a championship my last year. My daughter Cheyenne was born. So she was 1 year old. She was 1 year. She was born in October. So that year I finished the second year. The next year around, when she was 1 year old, I told him, I said, I'm not doing this anymore. I want to be around my daughter, because people don't realize that when you coach, other sports are the same way, but coaching football was, August 15th, you're in practice. And my wife had a T-shirt that said, full-time coach's wife, part-time normal life. And I used to always say, in August, I kissed my wife goodbye and said, I'll see you at Thanksgiving. Because that's the way it was. I mean, you have school. I would be at the school at 6 o'clock in the morning, be there at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then, work all day. And then at 2:15, the bell rings and it's practice till 5:30, 6 o'clock, and then Fridays and Saturdays, you're either at a game coaching or scouting a game for the next week. So Sunday was the only day I had off. And on Sundays you watch film or NFL football. So it took a lot of time.
When it comes to the kid thing, it seems like you have forever, but they're only kids for a few years, and then it's over. So
yeah,
I remember I was taking care of my niece a little bit for a few years when I was young, and then my brother kind of moved away. So then the next time I spoke to her, she was like 6 years old. And then the next time I saw her, she was 19 years old. And I haven't been back, to see my family for a bunch of years. So I hang out with her now, but she's like in her 40s now. And I was thinking, wow, I missed all those years that I could have been doing stuff with her.
Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun, right?
Yep. So I always tell people, every chance you get, you should spend it with your kids. Because then one day they've grown up and they've moved out, and then you're like, whatever happened to the time?
Yep.
Oh yeah,
exactly. That's why I did that.
We got to claim up for Larry if anybody wants to get in on it. I see Lucas has already got his in. If anybody else wants a piece by Larry up, Jason's in there. Mordo's in there, or Murdo, sorry. I got 3. That means we're doing a wheel spin.
We got Jason, Lucas, and
we got one more. We got Robert. Well, we got another Jason. All right, that's it. That's 5, guys. I got 5 names. That's it. So I got Jason Vignola and Jason Lutz, and then Robert, Lucas, and Murdo.
Spell that. Hey, spell Murdo.
Murdo.
All right.
Yeah, Chuck, man. I don't know what's going on with your internet, buddy. You got to pay better attention, or we got to speed up that internet, man.
He needs a fire stick.
Exactly. David Williams chimed in.
Oh no, not that dude.
First off, Murdo, you won. Let us know what character you want so we can get Larry started on it. And hit the Google Doc for us so we can get that filled out. David says, sorry I can't come in and school you tonight, Larry. Larry Stroman. Next time, brother. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Ken put the Google Doc in there and I lost it. Bestest to you and the host of the fine people in the chat. Stay blessed.
I'll do that.
All right, carnage.
Carnage is carnage. Check that bad boy out. What? So there you go.
Okay.
Wolfsbane.
I have a Larry Wolfsbane. I got from Larry back in 1992.
Sweet.
I should have Larry draw an Iceman for me.
You should. Go ahead and get out, Ken, and I'll let you know when the next claim is, and you can try to be one of the 5 people.
I'm in. I'm going to put my name on the wheel right now.
I keep forgetting when I did X Factor. So when people give me dates, I'm like, I don't even remember it by the date.
Yeah, it was. I'm telling you, man, it was 1992 is when Image started. So when you were doing X Factor was when Jim was doing the X-Men book and Rob was doing X-Force.
Right.
And Wills
Right.
was doing the Uncanny. So that was like 1990. And
Right.
then we got barely 2 years of that before the Image broke off, and that's when the fit hit the shan, so to speak.
Yeah.
But that was a cool time to be in comics. I got to tell you, man.
I was sitting here with a jacket on.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought you were cold in that 65-degree Florida weather. Like I said, I was showing Ken the 2 days ago what it looked like here when I woke up. Where is it? Oh, Kenny, you can't even see that. Look at
Now, did you know that there had been a number of times in comics where artists wanted to break away like that? Because apparently there was one point in the earlier days of Marvel where a bunch of the big time guys wanted to break away like that, but they just didn't know how to do it.
Right. Well, there was tons of times. I mean, everybody kind of jumped ship back and forth, thinking it was, unfortunately, they didn't realize it didn't matter whether it were DC or Marvel. It was sort of the same thing,
Right.
And you had, Dark Horse was doing kind of, some stuff, but not really. It was basically a 2-person show, and there was a couple independents, but not a whole lot. But yeah, that was the advantage of Image, was when those guys got together and they started learning how the stuff worked, and they just they just did it, man. And they brought you over. You did your tribe thing with them, and so many other artists came over after the original 7. Sam Keith and Dale Keown, and I can't even remember all of them. How many different? Even Jerry Ordway, guys you wouldn't even think would be like in that Image sort of vein, but yeah. But I love all those documentaries on the whole Image thing. I think it just brings me back, because like I said, I was when I was collecting, I was the same age as Jay Lee was when he was starting out, and we used to talk. And I remember when the Image thing broke, we were on the phone together for like 2 hours talking about the whole Image thing and what I thought, and this, and that, and the other. And then, I think it was less than a year later, he was doing Hellshock for Image, and it was just crazy.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's so much of the story that would be cool to tell, but
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to tell people's personal stuff.
Right.
It was far more complicated than most people could ever imagine.
I'm surprised nobody in the chat's like, tell.
Oh, some stuff I just cannot tell. It's like I said, I wouldn't want to put people through that.
That's right. You can tell me in New Orleans.
I even have to be careful with what I tell Ken sometimes, because I think he might be recording me. He can use it against me one day.
Hey, how do you think I get those highlight reels?
Yeah. Shoot, even David has some great stories from that time period.
David has a great story, and I try to get him to tell it all the time, and he won't tell it.
Yep.
It's really good too, but he won't tell it.
Right. Because then, with Image, I always like, and then you had Valiant too, and it almost seemed like you had like Image had all the artists, and Valiant had like most of the writers, and so Valiant had like really good characters, but they just couldn't. People just couldn't. There's only a couple of really good artists that were on those books, so they never really got going. And then so a lot of the Image stuff just didn't have. Some of the guys who were doing this great art didn't have a real good story, or it just didn't catch on, or it wasn't the writing from data, from book to book wasn't good enough. So some of that stuff didn't catch on, and nobody seemed to, obviously, McFarlane had been thinking about Spawn since he was like 14 years old. So that was pretty much,
that's a lie.
Oh, well.
See, like I said, I can't tell that story. That's a lie.
I almost got him out. I almost got him.
That's funny.
Oh, the Ultraverse.
Yeah, Jeff and I had a meeting 2 days ago. We are going to be doing we're going to be doing live shows on a monthly basis for charity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say who or what or anything yet, but it's with an organization, and they are going to actually supply us with the artists. But they want us to do live claim shows, and yeah, it should be pretty amazing. I mean, it's gonna be pretty cool. I mean, what'd you think of it, Jeff?
No, I think it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be great. We already have the first date for the first show. I don't know if we're ready to
February 1st. We can say that. February 1st.
Yeah, February 1st. Yeah,
we can do that.
So there you go. Day before Groundhog Day, the day before the Washington football team announces their new team name and its uniforms and logo, which for some reason they're doing on Groundhog Day. I think it'd be super funny if they were the Washington Groundhogs.
What do you think they're going to do?
Yeah, but yeah, it's going to be by the way, John Rose, you have to wait till we throw up a claim banner before you place a claim. But type that word in and don't hit send, and keep your finger on the button, because you never know when we're going to announce a live sketch. But it'll be real big. Where you see the word Stroman on the screen, it'll be replaced with a Larry Stroman sketch claim. So just hold out for that.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll see what the name is, Jason. We'll figure it out. But yeah, but this charity thing is going to be wonderful. It's something Ken and I have been wanting to give back for a really, really long time. It's going
to be 100% charity. I mean, we're not making a penny on it, and we're going to do it once a month.
Mm-hmm. Every month.
Yeah, we're going to keep doing it. As long as they keep providing us with the artists, we're going to keep doing it.
Yeah, these are super talented people. A lot of them are incredibly famous. I wish, like I said, we'll be able to tell you more. We're going to make a bigger announcement about it before the first. We're just waiting for a sort of press release for it, but it should be pretty awesome. And it's going to be every single month. We're going to do it. We're going to have at least have one artist. We might even have multiple artists on during the show. So we have to we're working out that right now to see if we can get more than one, but we'll at least have one, and it'll all be for charity, 100% for charity. And then they'll stay on for, the same amount of time our normal artists do, it'll be like, a couple hours. Sketches will be the same length, about, that 20-minute time frame. And yeah, it's going to be fun. I wish we could tell you more about it, and we will as soon as we do it. We want to make sure we have it a big bang for the unveiling.
Yeah, we're going to do a press announcement for it. So, it's this one's a little bigger than normal stuff. So yeah, it should be. It might be something we actually announce really soon too.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a done deal. It's just a matter.
Oh yeah, it's already done. It's finished. We had the meeting.
Yeah,
we're just waiting for the press release, and we were thinking we wanted to try and announce it on a different stage than just here, because we want to make sure the word gets out to more than just our 4C faithful, because it's going to bring in a whole bunch of new people to 4C, we're hoping, and the whole point is to raise money for charity, and we'll let you know what the charity is and all that when you guys come on. But we've been trying to do something for a while. Just to give back a little bit, and this is definitely a great opportunity to do that, and it helps us too, because it gives us great artists to be on, to offer great art to people, and that's what we're all about. So it's going to fit right into our Yeah, it's going to fit right into our price, range. We're not going to drop out of that. It's not going to be super expensive. It's going to be right in that same range that all of our artists are in. So yeah, it's going to be great. Let's see. Steve, how are you? Hello, sir. Love to see all the wonderful people out there. So JC Washburn says to ask Larry about having to fend off the mass murderer in Boston when he was a security guard.
No, that wasn't Boston. That was Detroit.
Detroit, see?
He just told me that story.
Yep.
Like literally last week. He just told me this story.
But it's not as impressive as people think because I didn't know he was a mass murderer at the time.
It's pretty funny though. Basically, it boils down to Larry got his ass whooped by this little white guy. He turned out to be a mass murderer at some point.
Trust me, I'll have no problem telling when I got my butt kicked. I actually almost did by that dude. He was that dude was pretty tough. Yeah.
He got rope-a-dope. Larry just ran out of steam.
Yeah.
I guess you're not going to tell it, Larry? Tell us.
Nope. I can tell this.
It was the first time Larry met David Williams.
Oh man.
I actually remember the first time I met him.
Do you really? You met David Williams?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I met him at a show. I think this was before it was before he even got into comics. He was just a fan, I think.
David Williams is in comics? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh wow. You're gonna pay for that one, Ken.
He actually does one of the best comics out right now.
He does. I love David's stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was the one where he met somebody dressed up as Spider-Man once, I think he said.
That's the story David won't tell.
Really?
I don't know. He won't tell it.
Oh my God.
No, David told me this one great story that I wish I could tell people.
He's got lots.
Everyone's watching, just like, all right, enough about the stories you guys can't tell us.
Yep.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. We'll tell it someday. No.
Every once in a while, when I'm at a convention, I will kind of break down and tell people something personal.
Oh, yeah. So Larry, they asked if you could do like 6 panels this weekend to compensate for everyone who's not coming.
Oh yeah, right. I wish.
There's gonna be a sketch duel between me and you.
Right.
The only thing I can draw are seagulls.
I don't even think I could draw a seagull. Not from the top of my head.
Nope.
Actually, after the shows are over, we're gonna go set up an easel on Bourbon Street, and Larry's just gonna draw.
Now that I would do.
Yeah, see, no beads. He's gonna draw sketches.
Yeah, that I would do.
That'll be our late night live show from Bourbon Street.
Oh, that would be great. Actually, if we just sat on the street, Bourbon Street, and Larry started sketching or something like that. That'd be pretty cool. I actually talked to Bill about doing that in Universal. I said, let's go to Universal Orlando someday. I said, we'll go sit in the bar over at Moe's Tavern.
Yeah.
And sketch for people. And he was like, I would love to do that. So maybe we'll do that someday.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I miss, being out on the street like that. Man, you just meet people from everywhere on the planet.
What were you doing, like caricatures? What were you doing when you did that?
Portraits. I did a little of everything at different points. Sometimes I was just selling prints. Sometimes I was just doing drawings. portraits of people.
Yeah. Last year when we started the 4C thing, I actually did do a commission list with Larry, and one of the guys wanted a picture of Dracula holding his severed head.
Yep.
And he said, and Larry was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." And I was like, "Okay, man." He drew this guy. It looked just like him. I was like, "Holy smokes!" And that's when Larry told me the story about how he used to do that in New York.
Yeah,
That's how he kind of
that's
put his
sweet.
teeth drawing, doing that kind of stuff, and it was really good.
And the thing is, I really am not that big on doing portraits anymore. But every once in a while, there's that one that's pretty interesting.
Mhm.
I think the severed head thing kind of got me.
Yeah, that was a good piece. So don't ask for any questions. Murdo, I would love to do that. Where's Annika? She's drinking.
Every time Annika's on, it's a drinking stream. What are you talking about?
Annika doesn't come on anymore. She's big leaguing us now.
Yeah.
She's on other shows. She's starting her own thing.
No, she's not. She is on other shows because she's super great. So we're so happy she gets on the Comic Art Fans a lot.
She does. Yep.
But she still does wonderful stuff for us, and she's part of the family and always will be. And yeah,
another one maybe we'll meet someday.
In San Diego, definitely. Provided there's not another variant by July. We're hoping.
Jesus. Shut your mouth.
Knock on wood.
Enough of these variants.
Yeah.
Only variants I want to hear
I find
about
it interesting that the references that people have made to, movies we watched when we were young, of things that would happen by this time, like future stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But now that we're in that future, some of that stuff has actually come true.
I just saw something that said that this year is, remember Back to the Future, right?
Right.
Yep.
He went back in time to the 50s or whatever it was.
Right.
So if somebody was to go back the same amount of time today, they'd be in the same year as when Marty McFly went.
Yeah, it would be go back to the thing 30 years ago, from 85 to 55 is the same as today, which is just nuts.
Yeah.
So
I think
92 was 30 years ago.
Yeah, I think this is the time when Soylent Green was supposed to have happened, and Mad Max and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mad Max. Yeah. No, we just got coronavirus, and a bunch of people won't get vaccinated.
Right? It's not as amazing as stuff was in those movies.
It's not as exciting.
Yeah.
Murdo, I did hear about that new variant in India, but it turns out it's there's tons of new variants and they usually fizzle out. And it turns out this one doesn't seem to be very much of anything. So, there's always going to be variants. It's the ones that get, that become way more either more dangerous, or the ones that become way more transmissible. Those are the ones you worry about. But there are always going to be variants that usually just fizzle out, as long as a good portion of the population is immunized, so to speak.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we're ever going to have flying cars. People still can't drive their regular cars. There was listed.
Well, the thing is, the thing is, we have flying cars. It's just nobody's allowed to fly them.
Yeah, well.
I just saw
flying cars that go into the water, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we have automated cars and the Teslas.
Yep.
But what the problem with that is? It's hard to have automation unless everything's automated. I mean, if every car on the road was a Tesla, you'd never have another accident. They'd all communicate with each other.
Right.
But these things have to think like a human, and they don't. But people who have them think that they do, and that's when bad things happen.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, if everything was a Tesla on the road, somebody'd hack them, and then they'd have them all crashing into each other. That's the other thing.
Yep.
Yeah, you're probably right.
There was this couple of guys, and their jobs were to just constantly check computer systems for anything that might try to sneak in and do anything. And they saw this set of numbers, had no idea what the set of numbers were, and they spent a long time trying to figure out. And then eventually, what they found out, it was a computer virus that they thought came from the Middle East. And what this computer virus would do is it would communicate with computer systems in factories, and it would tell the system that everything was moving too slow and that it had to speed up. And as a result, these machines would overwork themselves to the point of like blowing up, basically. And then they eventually found out that it actually originated in America somewhere.
It was probably
somebody had sold it to them.
When I was in college, I worked in a place. It was a computer software mail order place, and there was a guy who worked in IT there. I knew him. We used to talk and stuff like that. Well, he got fired, and it was like 2 or 3 weeks after he got fired, like the systems crashed. The systems were down, and we lost.
That's usually how it works.
Next day, system crash. Turned out the guy had planted like time bombs in the system.
Yep.
If he didn't log on for a certain amount of time, they would slowly just it was crazy. He ended up getting charged with, conspiracy, internet, or what do you call that? Corporate espionage, and it was bad.
Well, you make yourself. You say, "Listen, you can fire me, but your whole system's going to crash." Like, you make yourself indispensable.
Well, he was a pretty big time editor at the time in a company who I will not mention. And he had gotten fired. So in his anger, he went and he took all these stories and he would pull pages out and stick them into other stories so that so many of the stories didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And I guess he thought he was getting them, but in the end, he still got fired. The story still got published, and nobody knew that had happened.
I remember that story a shooter told us where a box was stolen out of his office. Jeff, do you remember the story?
Yeah, I think it was out of there. He brought a bunch of art from the warehouse and stuck it by. It was at the end of the hall or something near the elevators, and somebody just took them, like boxes of art.
Yeah. And they don't even know what was in it.
Yeah.
And no idea. With no idea what's missing. What happened to it?
Yeah, I had an entire story. It was I think it was the first Alpha Flight annual. And somebody just basically took the entire story and walked out the office with it.
Did you ever have a situation where you had pages lost in the mail or anything like that, Larry?
Not. Let me see. I've never had anything lost in the mail, but I did have things stolen from the office.
Has anybody ever tried to bring up pieces for you to sign that you knew were stolen? That was pieces that
No, I've been hoping that would happen one day, but no, that's never happened.
Yeah.
Now there was a guy once. I was walking through the village one evening in New York City, and this guy just had a bunch of these original pages just laying out on the street that he was selling to people. So I walk over and I'm looking at these pages, and they're like Jack Kirby pages from the 60s, all kinds of stuff. And I'm thinking, man, this guy got this cool collection that he's just selling just like nothing. So I jokingly walk up to the guy and I say, "Hey, aren't these some of them stolen pages from Marvel?" He paused for a while. He says, "Are you the police?" I was like, I should have said yeah, but I said no. And then he started telling me some story about. Well, he was telling me some story about how he knew a guy that worked up at Marvel. And, whenever he wanted to sell some pages, this guy would just go in the mailroom.
Yeah, one day there was a bunch of boxes laying by the elevator, and I just took them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. No, there was an actual mailroom, but there wasn't like any real security or anything. I mean, pretty much anybody can walk in until they started, having people actually, stay in there permanently. And when that began to happen, a lot of that theft started to kind of slow down. But there have been times that people have stolen the art right out of the editor's office. The editor gets up and walks away, and then they grab a bunch of stuff.
It's not like they had cameras.
Nope.
Yeah, and Mordo says that Marvel and DC, they did used to throw. I don't know about Marvel so much, but DC being as old as it was, they used to make them throw away the artwork when they were done with it. So what people would do to save it is they would put it all in a trash can or a bag, and then they would take the bag to like the end of the hall, and then after the ship they would just take it, like they would take out the trash.
Well, the thing is, when people nowadays hear this, they think there was just these evil people up at the office who were just destroying people's art. But the thing is, the art just didn't have any value at the time. It wasn't like collectors and stuff like that. There were people who collected it because they liked it, but there wasn't any real collectors. So it just ended up just being just paper to them. Once the story was printed, that's all it was. It didn't matter after that.
Exactly. Once the job was done, that's all that thing was a job. I mean, you look at so many of those pages from back in like the 70s and 60s, and they had like $10, $15 written on the back of them. That's all. They were just, they were lucky if they could get that,
Yep. Yeah. And then you end up with the guys who they always said was crazy because they were obsessed with collecting things. But those guys ended up saving that stuff and making the stuff that people buy now more valuable because of what they did.
See, if nobody's paying attention, we just put up a claim. I was going to say, where are all the people? Very quietly threw a claim. Yeah, look at Linda. Go, Chuck. Chuck, where are you? There's a claim up. All right, you got Jason. I got Dagny. Come on, Chuck. Where are you? Come on, Chuck. I got Jason. I had two Jasons. I got it. And there's Chuck. All right. Nicely done, Chuck. Very good. Very good.
All right, Wolfsbane.
All right, you want to read me off some names there?
Yeah, we have three Jasons this time.
All right, hold on. Jason.
I got Jason Vignola. I've got Jason Harris and Jason Love.
Okay.
And I also have Dagny.
Yeah.
And filling out the top five, Chuck White. Sorry, Robert. Missed it by that much.
So blank page.
Blank page is going to turn into a wheel spin. Is going to turn into
Iceman. Ready?
Hold on. Don't spin it yet, Ken. Wait a minute.
Too late.
What did I just say? Never mind. All right, grab me one. Lucas was supposed to be on that spin. That's why I told you not to spin it.
Well, we make the rules.
Yeah. So hold on. All right. Sorry, Dagny. Sorry, we have to be fair. And Lucas was the first one on there. His got missed because it jumped down too quickly. So we're going to do a 6-person spin.
Yep. Ready?
We are going to do it now. Yes. Do the spin. Here we go.
What's up, Chuck?
What's up, Chuck? Chuck got it. Thank you, Dagny, for being so understanding. We appreciate it.
Yeah, sorry. We'll get to it. Don't worry.
It's not a perfect. Yeah, Lucas has dropped down out of my sight range. Sorry, they kind of started piling up on me. But that's all right because Larry's going quick. I mean, look what time it is. It's 9 o'clock and he's already done 3 sketches. Not even 9. So Chuck, let us know what you want and then fill out the Google Doc. As soon as you let us know, he'll start working on it. Go, Chuck, go. All right. Chuck says, Punisher or Seiya from Deadly Class? I have no idea what that is. Maybe you know what that is.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah. Let's see.
I guess I'll do Punisher.
There you go. Seiya. Deadly Class. Let's see what this character is. Oh, it looks like it's a sci-fi series. Okay. All right. Never heard of it.
What is it?
Cool.
What is it called?
It's called Seiya Deadly Class.
How do you spell Seiya?
Saya. Seiya, and I guess her name is Seiya Kuroki, Kuroki, and she seems to be pretty badass. But I don't know if it's based on a comic or not. I just keep seeing people and actors.
Oh yeah, I see. I see her.
For anybody who wants to see, Seiya.
It's cool. I'll do the Punisher.
Sure. There she is. Seiya will be the new. She'll be the
anybody
new.
Come to New Orleans, if you come up to the table and you say, give them a code word, Jeff. I don't know.
Oh my gosh!
While supplies last.
Look at this. We got
4C comic shirts.
Merch. We got 4C shirts. We got some 4C hats.
Hats.
You're not doing the hats? I thought the hats looked cool.
Nah, I only had 2.
But yeah, so if you come to New Orleans and you want some merch, we're going to have some merch. Show your powder blue colors for the 4C faithful.
Sure, I might throw some in the shipment sometimes for people. Might offer them up on the site for like $5 or something like that with an order or something like that. I mean, hopefully everyone will have a 4C shirt. And then we can do things like if you come up to a show with a 4C shirt on,
we got something for you.
We'll give you
something for you.
Even better.
You could have lunch with David Williams.
Oh,
Listen, we can't even get David to come to a show.
we can't even get David to have lunch with us.
Yeah.
You get a street portrait of yourself by Larry Stroman.
Huh.
Decapitated.
And I haven't done one of those. I haven't done one of those in so long.
Well, you're going to be propped up on Bourbon Street doing it this weekend, buddy. So start practicing.
Right. All right.
That's going to be our whole show next Tuesday. We're just going to show.
We're going to be doing live street claims on Bourbon
Right.
Street with a microphone, with a megaphone. Claims are over for Larry Stroman.
Yeah.
Exactly. Pay him in beads. Pay him in beads.
Yeah, they can pay in beads.
Yeah.
One place I always wanted to do a portrait is there's this place in Atlanta called the Underground.
I've been there.
And, yeah, I always wanted to do something there. I knew a couple of people who actually did portraits there.
There's a place very similar in Texas. It's in is it in San Antonio? It's just like the Underground in Atlanta. I think it's in San Antonio.
Hey Ken, switch you and Larry's screen there, buddy, so we can see what he's drawing there. Nice.
You want to see me?
Ken, do you see we have something worked out here? A T-shirt for Masonite rebate program going on in the chat. They got to figure out how to make that work.
I would trade T-shirts for Masonite.
I know you would.
That shit is hard to find.
What, Masonite?
Yeah.
Don't they have a lot of it at Home Depot?
Well,
Used
that
to.
you got to cut. I don't want to cut it. I want it in the right size.
Oh no, you got to cut it.
Ah, hell
It doesn't
no.
come in. It doesn't come in the right size.
Yeah, it does. Look, I'll show you. I got all kinds of sizes.
Man, sometimes I would go buy a bunch of that stuff and I would spend all day cutting that stuff.
Here's some 9x12 masonite.
There you go.
Here's some 14x18. My problem.
Oh, so somebody, you know what? I went to ask this. Please explain the 9x12 thing. I never really understood that.
9x12 is 9 inches wide by.
Well, why do people ask for that particular size? What is it related?
Because a lot of people collect art, the 11x17 is just too big for them.
Oh, okay.
They like to display things, and they don't want to have something take up that much room. I
Right.
prefer 11x17, but I know a lot of guys don't.
Yeah, but and I think some people think 8.5 by 11 is too small. So 9 by 12 fits right into that, right in between kind of size.
I was always trying to figure out what it was. It's like you have 11x17s, then you have the cards, then you have the backboards for the comics,
Mhm.
and then there's that size. And I always wonder, what did that size have to do with it?
Yeah. It might just be a standard like picture size, and that's why it ended up being a thing, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of art materials come in 9x12, the paper and stuff like that. So it's just easier. But I know that the collectors like it because it's smaller. They don't like 11 by. Some of the collectors don't like 11
So
by.
what do you all think of the new Punisher symbol?
I
Boo.
say 6 months and tomorrow goes back.
All right.
What do you think?
When I see stuff like that, I always think, this is something that's going to last for a couple of stories and then it's going to go back to normal.
Yeah,
I don't really think much about it.
yeah. They did it because of the insurrection, I think, because so many of those people were wearing like Punisher logos on their camouflage and stuff. So Marvel kind of knee-jerk reaction and changed the Punisher logo, but I don't think anybody was associating the Punisher logo with the insurrection. Personally, I don't. And the first time I ever heard anything like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's so hard. It's so hard in general to change the way a comic book character's appearance is. I mean, I guess when you go back and think about it, like the Black Spider-Man outfit was one of those just like pure gold things that just kind of would just worked. But I mean, they've tried to change Superman's outfit. They've tried to change, people just they like what they like. You can make little alterations to it, but for the most part, you can't change.
I mean, if you really think about it, there's been all these variations of Spider-Man, yet the classic Spider-Man costume is still there.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the most perfect superhero costume ever is the Spider-Man costume.
Why do you say that?
It's just because it works with pretty much everybody. Pretty much anybody that's ever drawn Spider-Man, it's always just the classic Spider-Man, unless they go out of their way and change the actual costume itself. But it's one of the only costumes to me that pretty much everybody can do a good job on it. Shoot, even when little kids draw Spider-Man, it looks good. They draw it correctly.
Yeah.
Do you have a problem doing all the webs and things like that?
It took me a while to figure it out, but once you figure it out, then you don't panic as much. I actually spoke to a number of guys who actually drew a lot of Spider-Man books, so they kind of gave me tips on how to do certain things.
Was there ever a character that kind of gave you fits? Like you had to constantly keep reworking it to get it right?
The only character I think I've ever drawn that I could never get, that made no sense to me why I couldn't get it, was that long shot character. I could never do any drawing of him that I ever liked.
Really?
Yeah, and I just cannot figure out why.
What was the part that you were struggling with?
I don't know. It's just the character himself. I was starting to draw him. I'm just like, man, I do not like drawing this character.
Huh. Did you ever turn down work because of the character you didn't like drawing?
Yes. But I'm not going to say.
I hear you.
But I can tell you, the character that the guy who created the character is not one of my favorite people.
Oh,
so that was one of the main reasons why I turned it down.
Gotcha. I know exactly what you're talking about. 4 fingers and the mullet for long shot is weird. Yeah, I guess. That's what Larry didn't like. He didn't like drawing the mullet.
That maybe that's what it was. I don't know.
Maybe. He didn't mind the mohawk though from OMAC.
Oh, no, I love OMAC. Always have.
She did like an OMAC rogue or storm with the mohawk, every mohawk thing going.
Right. The Mohawk Wars.
The Mohawk Wars.
I actually enjoyed drawing that particular version of Storm also.
What's Jeff got?
Got some Ron Wilson stuff.
Oh, you want to show some of that?
Oh. Wow, these look great. Oh, you guys can't see them. I'm holding them the wrong way. Okay, hold on. Let's see. We got
classic.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me. I don't want to mess these up. All right. Oh, if anybody like a little master of kung fu, check that out.
Look at all the work in the buildings in there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at this thing.
I gotta finish watching that movie at some point.
Shang-Chi. It was really good. You're lagging. There you go, Jeff.
Oh, sorry.
There's a good one.
Yeah, Ken, you got to watch it because you got a Fire Stick.
No, I had Disney Plus, man. I watched it legit.
Oh, okay.
This one's phenomenal. This one's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's funny. Somebody had requested that when we did the cover recreations, and somebody commented that it was a John Romita cover. So when Jeff was picking this up, because I even looked it up and it says John Romita did the cover. So I said, ask Ron, did he do a European version of that or something like that? And Ron said, no, I did the cover. He said Romita inked it. It's like, oh, so they just took you out. They just took your name off of it.
Yeah.
I made the Romita cover.
Jason wants to know what these are.
These are for sale. These are Ron Wilson was supposed to go to New Orleans with us this weekend. He had to cancel. He was exposed to COVID, so he had to cancel. But he had done a lot of artwork for the show, and this is all of it. So Jeff lives not too far from Ron, so he went and picked this up today, so we can bring this to New Orleans with us. So anybody who comes to New Orleans looking for Ron Wilson can at least maybe pick up a piece of art, and whatever doesn't sell, we will certainly be offer up on Forsey.
Yeah, but if anybody really wants something,
they're all going to be different, Jason. If you see something you like, just PM me, buddy.
Look at this. This is one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, that Iron Fist. Yeah.
Look at that cityscape behind him.
Look at the bricks.
Look at the bricks. It's Now this is something really cool. We asked Ron if he would do a pencil piece for us because we always see his inks. So we actually have a nice thing pencil.
See, Larry, I don't only bug you for pencil stuff.
See?
Yep.
I asked Ron to
What?
do it. Ron's like, I'll do it, but I'm only doing the thing right now because I got to prepare. I said, okay. So he
All
did
right,
the thing.
listen.
It's kind of a
This is
test.
something we're gonna start doing, and we're gonna see if we can get Larry to do it too. We're gonna see if we can get Larry to do it. We really want to see these guys do some different stuff, and we would love to see some pencils. So we wanted to see what it looks like, and it's great.
And the cool thing about the pencils is we can pair them up with inkers, you know. So John Romita,
Yeah.
for instance, can ink that for no, I'm just kidding.
You know, I'd always wanted to ink my stuff, and a lot of the companies, they don't let you do it because they always want to give their work to the inkers, which is understandable. But I had always wanted to ink some stuff, so I just began to ink a lot of my own stuff, the commissions and stuff. And the point in which I was always worried about what people would think of my inks and stuff. So the point in which I knew I was doing pretty good is when I started to get compliments from inkers. Because it used to be when inkers would contact you, said, "Man, you should let me ink that. I would have done a better job than you."
Right.
So
Yeah, but I've seen inkers ruin stuff too.
yep.
Another. Yeah, it's funny. I told this story a few weeks ago too. I was in a local comic store and I saw that they rebooted or they did a Thing comic. And like, how did they not get Ron Wilson to do a cover?
Right.
I mean, that to me is a travesty.
You would be surprised at how many new people there are working in the industry that have no idea of the history of comics. So to them, you might as well be somebody new.
Yeah.
That Kirby Crackle. Look at that Kirby Crackle.
You do Kirby Crackle, Larry?
Yep, I like Kirby Crackle.
Oh yeah, man.
We'll have to pitch.
That's one of the better versions of that I've seen him do. That one.
Yeah. We'll have to pitch a cereal idea, Ken, to the Kirby family. We give Kirby Crackle. We'll just start selling cereal.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Self-portrait.
So this is gonna be us all on Bourbon Street with a mug of beer and a cigar.
Cigars and beer. Werewolf by Night cover recreation. That's awesome.
And last,
This one I haven't seen.
this is you haven't seen this one.
I bought it and didn't see it. Wait, Jason Vignola. He's gonna want Jason. Are you sure you're ready for this piece?
Ooh!
Damn, look at that.
I love how the second I show this, it's like ding, ding, ding. It's like I'll take that one. I'll take that one.
Yeah, exactly. So he said, "Ken, how much was?" I didn't price these guys yet. I gotta do that.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you. Jason said, "Okay, I want 3 pieces now."
Yeah. I want the Doom. Yes. We know. Anyways, so those are the pieces I picked up today.
The Ghost Rider Hulk cover one, that's not available.
Yeah.
That's already spoken for.
But the plastic he does, Ron does, and Ken actually does this really well, is put overlays over the art like that. Like there's the thing that he's holding in his hand. So it kind of makes it look like the cover, the original covers. So
did he draw Ghost Rider?
It was a cover. It was a Ghost Rider book. I don't know if he. Because he was mostly like a cover guy, right? Back in the day.
Yeah.
So
well, he did over 200 of them.
I'm sure.
Oh yeah, we got some nice Ron Wilsons right here. I'm telling you what, man. Here's another one. This one's not for sale though. This is my Ron Wilson piece. Look at that. Master of Kung Fu.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
All
Jeff
right.
traded for that.
I did. I traded up.
How much do I charge for an overlay? I have no idea. I do on my iPad. I find the cover, I grayscale it, I erase everything that I possibly can, and then I print it out.
Don't let Ken fool you and make it sound like a lot of work. It actually is very soothing for him to do this.
It is. I mean, if you've noticed, I've been looking down. It's because I'm working on one right now. I'm sitting here. It is very soothing to me. It helps me to relax. It's something I do when I'm just having a bad day.
So Colossus X79, I'm guessing collects a lot of Colossus art. I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark.
Yeah, that's a good one. I can talk to Ron about that.
There's actually a Colossus on that boxing one. If you didn't see, there is a Colossus on that boxing one with the first one I showed. There's a Colossus.
There's a bunch of characters on there, right?
Yeah. But there's a Colossus on there. Yeah.
Hold on.
There he is. Right there.
Old school Colossus too.
Yeah. I like Colossus myself. He's one of my favorite ones too. Ken was mad. I had a nice Jim Lee Colossus and I sold it to somebody else. Ken was mad. He wanted me to sell it to him.
Yeah, it was all right.
He let it go. He got over it.
I let it go. You got, it was a nice sketch. I would have liked it, but I would have liked it for cheaper.
And I would have liked to have sold it for more. So, there's
That's right.
always that.
So that's why I don't own it.
Yeah, Linda, no, it's one of it was one of those things where I was trying to offer it up for a charity thing. It was Sasquatch behind Colossus on that cover. Yeah, not Wendigo. But I've got quite a few Colossus. I actually have another Colossus from Jim Lee coming. It's just one of his remarks. But I've been waiting for it since last February, so it's been almost a year now. But I've got one by Paul Smith. I've got one by actually I was going to bring a couple of these pieces to New Orleans because I was going to get Alan Davis to add something to it, but unfortunately Alan canceled, so now I got to take it out of my portfolio.
Yeah, we just found out. They just announced it, actually.
It was funny because I was looking forward to meeting him. I've never met him before.
Oh, yeah. So I had, where is it? I have this awesome Colossus by Rick Leonardi that I have designed to be on half.
That's one of my all-time favorite artists.
Yeah, Rick, he was great, man. So I had him do the Colossus, and I was going to get Alan Davis to do a Kitty Pryde on next to him, but alas, he is not there. So,
well, I think they're going to try to reschedule him for another show. So,
Rick was sitting next to me at a show, so I'd sold most of the stuff that I had. So I was down to a handful of things. So this one collector comes up and he wants to just buy everything I had. So I was going to give it to him pretty cheap. So then Rick turns to me. He says, "Larry, do not do that." And I was like, "Don't do it." He says, "Don't do it." He says, "If you sell it for him for that price, I will never respect you ever again." So I was like, "All right." So I had to sell it. I had to sell it for the Rick Leonardi price.
I find that strange sometimes because I've had other artists say that to other artists on during the show and stuff, like, "Oh, you're selling that too cheap," or it's like, not for nothing. I mean, who are you to tell somebody what they should sell their art for?
Well, the thing is, you have to remember a lot with a lot of artists, they kind of have a love-hate relationship with collectors. And then
Right.
most of the time they feel like collectors are just trying to take advantage of people. So when they come and they offer you these cheap prices during a time when, maybe the show's not a very good show and you're just trying to get rid of some stuff.
Right.
So some guy comes up and says, hey, I buy all of these for such a price. That's usually how it goes. And then later on in the day, the same guy is selling that stuff on his website for like 4 times the amount he bought it from you.
Right. Yeah,
And I was about to say somebody's name, but I won't.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that.
For me, sometimes those guys are a lifesaver because sometimes when you really want some money, they show up just in time.
Yeah.
He just give you a bunch of stuff,
It's either take it all home with no money in your pocket or.
Yep.
And then the other thing is those guys, if they're selling it for that much and they're getting that kind of money, well, you can raise your rates now because they're kind of setting the bar for you.
Right.
And that's another way to look at it. I don't know. I find it weird that artists will tell other artists. I'm not going to say who and what, but there was an artist that I know who was telling me that another artist was telling me he was selling his stuff too cheap. So he raised his prices. He said he went to a show like 2 weekends in a row and didn't sell anything because he overpaid himself.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
The thing is, nobody really knows what they're worth to people, but that always has to do with the show itself.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think that listen, speaking from some people who right now have been working on a website for like the last couple months, it's hard, man, to balance working in comics and doing trying to do a website and keep up with it. It's not easy.
Yep. I always find it interesting the ones where people make a big deal about, oh yeah, I just got this website set up and everything's cool, and then like years will go by and they will never update the website. You go in there and it's like pictures from 2015.
Right.
But then I'm kind of the same because I had an Instagram account. Man, I think I've been on that thing 3 times in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think much of that either. Annika does it all for me.
That's right. Colossus X79. Yeah, I if you want to find my my art, my personal art, it's usually all posted on my fan page on in the CAF gallery on Comic Art Fans. It's just under my name, Jeffrey Dunn. That's it. Easy enough to find.
There's another site I haven't been on in a long time.
Yeah.
Comic Art Fans.
Listen, I joined them, I think, in 2012, and I didn't.
Well, you just recently started updating it, right?
Yeah, I didn't even put. I didn't have a single piece of artwork on there for 8 years. I just joined to join so I could contact people and buy art, and then finally I started putting stuff up when I finally got around to it. Now, pretty much most of my stuff's up on there.
Yeah.
I used to post a lot of stuff on one of the Facebook groups like Comic Sketch Prices, but then I started buying more original published art, and Comic Sketch Price is a great place for sketch hounds and stuff, but it's it's not really for published work. It's more for sketches and commissions and stuff. So I felt like the CAF Gallery was a better place to display that stuff. Hey Ken, can you take down the comment off of the Geeks and Drinks? Thanks, buddy. But yeah, if anybody wants to see my art, let's say you can always go to Ken has got a great gallery on Comic Art Fans. I've got a gallery. We're like I said, we're just like everybody else, man. We are fans and collectors, just like you guys.
Yeah. Absolutely. Although I haven't gotten too much art recently. I'm getting a little more selective now.
Yeah. Well, listen, Ken, I mean, considering where you started a year ago and the pieces that you coveted then, and the pieces you got now, I mean, it's amazing. You have cultivated quite the collection in the last year.
Tried, man.
Punisher's looking vicious, ready to do some damage.
The thing is, it's like I really liked the guy who played him on the TV series. Yet
John Barenthal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still a big fan of Dolph Lundgren.
Oh yeah, man. That movie. The problem was they just didn't know how to do it back then, man.
I don't think I saw that movie.
But this is what I always felt about the whole Punisher thing and them doing him in movies. It's like okay, he's kind of in the category of the superhero characters, yet he's really not a superhero. But they still want him to be thought of like a superhero. So he never really went off on people like you would think that he would have.
Did you guys ever read was it Civil War? The series, the Civil War series? I think it was Civil War. And in one of the issues, there's two villains that are they're with Spider-Man, and they're helping Spider-Man out, and they're in the sewer, and then in another issue you see Frank Castle, the Punisher. He's with Captain America, a couple other guys, and he sees them. He takes out his gun and he just shoots them, kills them where they stand, and Captain America flips shit and beats the living shit out of the Punisher.
I remember that because Captain America slapped him in the face.
He grabs him and he says, "Fight me back." And Frank Castle says to him, "You didn't do anything wrong."
I remember that.
That's his mentality. You didn't commit a crime. I'm not going to kill you. I'm not even going to fight you.
Right.
There's no reason to. It's like, yeah, man. You can see if somebody had that kind of crazy mentality, you can understand where,
Listen to Murdoch. If you like Thomas Jane, if you want to, don't watch the Punisher movie with Thomas Jane in it. If you want to see the best Thomas Jane Punisher, just go on YouTube and type in Thomas Jane Punisher. There's a short. It's about 5 minutes long that they shot with him literally going ape on guys with a bottle of Jack Daniels. It's awesome. It's like the perfect Punisher. That's the one you want to watch. That's like that movie with Rebecca Romijn, based on that's not, it's fine and good, but I'm telling you, that short that they shot with him was great. Yeah,
when I think of the Punisher and how I thought he should be portrayed as I don't know if you've ever seen the movie called Old Boy, but this guy fights a group of these guys in the hallway, and it's like one dude fighting like 20 guys.
Oof. There you go. So type in Dirty Laundry into YouTube and watch that. That's some kick-ass Punisher right there.
I gotta find that.
Oh yeah, but yeah, but I do like the Thomas Jane Punisher. I think, I am a big John Barenthal. Really is the one that really pulled it all together for me. Yeah, I thought he was perfect casting.
Amazing.
He had that broken nose. Looks just like John Romita Jr.'s Punisher. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, even just his whole demeanor, just that quiet, pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
You imagine that's what Frank Castle would be like.
Is that the Punisher where he shot the thing through the door, and in slow motion it blew up all the guys inside the room?
Which one? The Thomas Jane one?
Is that the guy you're talking about? I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, no, he was talking about the one from the Netflix shows, John Barenthal.
Okay. Oh, right. I don't know why I never knew that guy's name. As many movies as I've seen him, man.
Yeah, I remember in The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And then he was in
he's in a movie right now with what's the name? Julia Roberts.
Yeah, he was in The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
He's been in tons of stuff.
Yeah.
Walking Dead was where he cut his teeth, though.
I don't know if any of you guys ever listened to Howard Stern, but he had Jonah Hill on, and he was talking about there's a scene in Wolf of Wall Street where John Barenthal punches him in the face. So he said they were filming it, and Scorsese was just like, it just don't look right. It just don't look right. He goes, let him really hit you. Let him really hit you. And he had to, he had to convince himself to let John Barenthal punch him in the face, and he did it. He let it really. He said, and as soon as he did it, he said they like jump on top of him with the camera because they want to see his face swelling up and everything. And he let John Barenthal punch him square in the face in that scene for real.
Oh my God.
Well, there was his director, John Milius, and he did like the Conan movie back in the day and all that bunch of other stuff. And his thing was with the actors, he would basically say, listen, he said, the pain is temporary. He said, the movie is forever.
I've heard that.
So that was his attitude towards people getting hurt, doing certain scenes.
Yeah, well, some of the guys do that. I mean, the very famous scene, if you guys ever watched Air Force One, when Harrison Ford is getting I can't think of the guy's name, the bad guy. I can't think of the actor's name.
Oh, Gary
Oldman. Gary Oldman. Yeah, well, there one scene where he finally catches him and he's got him with his wife and his daughter and everything like that, and he's smacking him around. He's really smacking him around. I mean, Harrison Ford I saw an interview where Harrison Ford told him, he said, hit me for real. And so the tears you see running down his face are real. And it's like because Gary Oldman was kicking his ass.
Yeah.
That's the kind of actor Harrison Ford is. He probably just wants authenticity, something to look authentic.
I know that in a couple of those Rocky movies, that's what Sylvester Stallone would try to do, is get the actors to really hit each other to make it look,
yeah,
more realistic. Even though the fights were not realistic.
Yeah, there was nothing realistic about those fights. Can you imagine those fights where the two guys just stand? They don't even put their guard up. They just dunk. It'd be awesome to watch. It wouldn't last very long.
Ken, I think it's time for the percolator.
This?
There you go.
All right, Punisher.
Throwing down vengeance. All right, we got one claim. Dagny's in. Who else is in for a claim? Come on, people. Jason's in, and Jason's in. Who else is in? Come on, people. Oh, wow. Now David's in. All right. Is that it? Do I have one more? Do you think we need one more? I think all we got is 4. That's it.
All right.
5, 4,
What do we got?
3, 2, 1. I'm cutting it. Done. All right. Jason V, Jason H, Dagny, and David. That's it.
So we're done?
You got one more coming, buddy. Hold on. You're still good, Larry, to draw some more?
Yeah.
Do one more? Oh, wait, hold on.
Yep.
Sorry. I wasn't sharing yet. This does not count.
Oh, damn it, Lucas.
Lucas?
We missed Lucas. If I throw Lucas on, that makes it even 5.
Can we throw Lucas on there?
Throw Lucas on. That makes it 5. And he got missed the last time. And then we added him to a 6-person one, so that wasn't fair. So let's do it. We'll make it. Do you remember share screen before you spin the wheel? Here we wait a minute. You got
I wanted my Iceman.
I was like, why are there 6 names on there? I'm like, Ken.
Jason Harris.
Jason Harris. You are the winner. Let us know what you want. Oh my God. Jason Vignol's like, how is 5 even? How does that even work? It's even because we like the number. We like 5. You got five fingers, 5 toes on each hand. I mean, come on, that's where we get the even. And then Ken made it even by throwing 6 on there, anyways.
If I won, I was taking that too. I'm sorry. No, I'm not.
Oh, Jason Harris wants a Silver Surfer.
You know, Jason, there's a Ron
With
Wilson
some-
Silver Surfer bill.
He wants some Kirby. He wants to see some of that Kirby crackle you were talking about.
Kirby Crackle coming.
All right.
I've actually seen Larry's Silver Surfer, and that's why I want to get an Iceman from him because it would probably be very similar. I want to see him do Kirby Crackle. I don't think I've ever seen an artist do Kirby Crackle.
Really? Oh.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting sick.
It better be a 24-hour thing.
It's a cold, which means I'll be a big baby for about 2 days, and then I'll be fine.
Well, that's all right. I'm not going to keep it till like 1 o'clock on.
Right now, Cheyenne's over there going, oh, hell no, I'm not going to that house.
Yeah, wait till she has to share a car with you for 9 hours.
Well, I bought a new car. It's kind of big. She can probably be in a different quadrant and not see me.
You know, I've always been a fan of the Silver Surfer stuff, and pretty much anything to me that Kirby has done has always been my favorite of whatever that thing was.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that 2-issue thing that Mobius did with Stan Lee, man, that was amazing. I probably read that story 1,000 times.
And you had a conversation with Kirby, right? For
a couple times.
Yeah.
Yep, a couple times.
I mean, I was asking you before, when you were drawing for Marvel, were you living in New York?
Yep.
So did you go up there a lot, like to hand your pages?
Every week. Went up there every week. And that's why I ran into a lot of guys, was up there at the office. Then we all get together, go out to lunch or something.
Somebody was telling me a story about being at the Marvel office. I don't remember who it was. It was just recently, Jeff. Who was it? I don't remember. But he was talking about, he said he's at the Marvel office. He saw a guy who looked like a janitor.
Yeah.
No, I told that story. It
was Ditko?
Yeah, it was Ditko. Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought he was a janitor because of the way he was dressed.
And that's why I didn't pay attention to who he was.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely a very unassuming man.
Well, he didn't even really do sketches or nothing like that, right? He wanted nothing. He was a working artist. He just wanted to draw the pages and go away.
Oh yeah, listen, if you wanted to get something from him, you know, like I said, if you could go back in time, you'd have to go back to like the very beginning when he just started working on that stuff. If you wanted to get a sketch, because the only time he ever drew anything for Spider-Man that wasn't something he got paid for was when he took, you know, he didn't like that Stan Lee was the creator of Spider-Man, and then he showed what Stan did and what he did, and like trying to show like how much each one of them put into the character. And he drew like he went like Stan said the name Spider-Man, and then wrote down a couple other things, and then Steve showed what he did, which was like create the look and all the other stuff. And that's like the last time he ever drew Spider-Man, I think.
Well, the thing is, for all of those stories, it's you never really know what the input is of either the writer or the artist. So everybody gets their credits, but in actuality, it was both guys that did it.
Right, exactly.
And they almost never treat it as if it was both guys. You know, it's like I've seen Marvel reprint my X Factor stuff, And the title of the book is Peter David's X Factor. And I'm just like, I drew that book also. I also had some of the ideas that were in that book, you know, and some of what he wrote was based on ideas that I put in the book. But, you know, it never works out that way. It's always the writer gets the writer credit, the artist gets the art credit, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, and that was the thing is, you know, Stan had his view of creation. You know, he thought the guy that thought it up, you know, was the creator, and he was completely willing to say, you know, co-creator. But some of the artists felt like they put more into it than he did, and you know.
Yeah, I mean, he was no Bob Kane.
Well, when Kirby came into the office with the Galactus Silver Surfer story, Silver Surfer wasn't even written into the story. Kirby just threw him into the story.
Right.
So when he got to the office, Stan was like, "Well, who is this guy?" And he says, "Well, you know, Galactus being as powerful as he was, he had to have somebody who went before him to basically find these planets." And that's how you ended up with the Surfer.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Stuff like that happens, but then like I said, the writer gets all the credit as a creation of the characters, but then the artist gets the credit of drawing the characters. When it's just everybody has something to do with it. And every once in a while, an editor has something to do. An editor says, "Hey, do this way instead of this way." And then you end up with something really good. So a lot of times editors don't get credit for their contribution to a story.
Yeah. What was it? Bill Morrison. I don't know if you ever watched the Futurama show that Bill Morrison did, the one that was after The Simpsons. But he was telling us one of the characters on there is named
I love Futurama.
Oh, yeah. So you remember Zap Brannigan? You know the like
yep,
you know.
Yep.
So the whole thing with him wearing like a sort of like a long T-shirt that has like a belt, so it's almost like a skirt. Like that was an afterthought. Right. That was something that somebody just thought would be funny, and it ends up being like a trademark of the character. And that wasn't you know anybody who wasn't in any of the character designs. It wasn't in any of the stuff. It just sort of like happened and stuff like that. You know, it ends up being like you know one of the monumental pieces of the character. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. But a lot of characters that end up being popular were kind of throwaway ideas that just happened to work.
Oh, Wolverine was supposed to be a throwaway character.
Right.
I actually have a graphic novel here. I want to see if it said that on top, but it doesn't.
Oh, see if it said Peter David?
Yeah.
I'm just drooling over waiting for this Kirby crackle.
Larry Stroman penciled X Factor during the early 90s before beginning work on his creator-owned title Tribe. His work on notable comic characters include Uncanny X-Men, Black Panther, and Heroes Reborn version of Iron Man for Marvel, DC's Dark Stars, and Windstorms.
Forgot about that.
That's his bio in the back.
Yeah, that's right. You did Dark Stars.
Yep.
You and Travis Charest did some Dark Stars too?
Yeah, I did it the first 4 issues, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's funny how people, when they talk about that book, they talk about him as if he was the only one that drew that book, when I actually was the one who was one of the people that created the book.
Yeah. Yeah, Jason, Venom is another one of those characters that's kind of, I mean, it's like who really, I mean, would you, if you want to go strip it down to its origin, I mean, wouldn't you say that our favorite editor created Venom since he wrote the symbiote into the Secret Wars? Wouldn't you say Jim Shooter created Venom? Or did he just, I mean, he created the symbiote, basically. And Mike Zeck drew it. But, David Michelin and Todd McFarlane turned it into what it is. Had it go on Eddie Brock and become the monster that it became. So it's hard to tell. It's like another one like that is the Son of the Demon, Damian Wayne. He was created as a baby in another book before Andy Kubert ever drew him as, the 12-year-old boy who would, or I don't know how old he was, who would end up becoming Robin. Creation's one of those weird things.
Man, I like that character a lot. Normally, I don't like new characters, but I like that character a lot.
Damian Wayne?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty cool way they did it. I thought it was I love the art because I'm a big, huge Andy Kubert fan, so I thought it turned out really great. Yeah, I mean that's the thing is you don't know how much was him and how much was Todd. Only they're going to know, maybe a couple other people, but I mean that's the thing is you just don't know. But I mean the truth is that it really wouldn't have existed without the guy who created the symbiote in the first place. So it's like everything comes from something before.
Yeah. There's money to go around, but everybody wants every penny.
Yeah.
How funny is it that this is like the 1-year anniversary of 4C and we're doing a sketch up with Larry Stroman?
I tell you what, man, it comes all full circle.
Unintentional. An unintentional
a happy accident.
Happy accident, yeah.
It is full circle. Larry is our Neo.
Larry's our Neo.
He is the one.
Yep. For those of you who have ever seen, I have those 4C baseball jerseys I make for guys and stuff. And when I pick numbers, I either ask them what number they want or I pick a number that's means something for me to them. So when I did Larry's, I made him number 1. And Larry was like, "Why'd you make my number 1?" I was like, "Because you were my first guy." That was it. You're 1. There's no taking it away from you.
Yeah, I remember the day when we were riding in the car.
Yep.
And you was taking me around. I forgot where I was going, but then later on that day, you called back and you say, I want to ask you something."
Yeah, well, I went and picked up Art from Larry, and he asked me if I'd give him a ride to the bank. So I took him to the bank, and then we went shopping a little bit and just conversations. He was telling me everything. He was telling me stories like he was, but it also was pretty clear that part of the problem was he was unable to ship the art because he lived a few miles from the post office and he didn't have a car. And he didn't live in a part of New York with mass transportation. He lived, in the suburbs a bit, out there in where were you? That was Long Island.
Long Island.
Yeah. So I left and I was sitting on the Bell Parkway in traffic for 4 hours or however long it was. And I came up with the idea. I said, you know what? Maybe this is my chance to get in. Maybe I should ask Larry if I shipped his art for him, would he be willing to do like a commission list? He just got to send it all to me. And I pitched it to him, and he thought about it and said, "Yeah, let's give it a shot." Here we are.
Yeah.
A year later.
Yep. Now, if he had told me back then that I would have to be dealing with David Williams, I probably would have said, I can't take that dude.
The one thing too people don't know is, like after a show on a Wednesday, I usually get a call from Larry on Wednesday morning, and he likes to debrief Like, how do you think the show went last night? You know, and he helps me with things. You know, he helps me to suss things out. And we talk a lot about that kind of stuff. We always talk about the shows.
Yeah.
You know, he's always asking me, you know, would you consider doing this? Would you consider doing that? And, him and I just recently talked about maybe doing something with him involved, doing a different kind of show. So we'll see. We'll see. We got lots of stuff planned for 2022.
Oh yeah, more stuff than we can almost handle, but we can handle it.
Yeah, this other deal is like, I didn't get a chance to talk to you about it, Jeff. It's it could be something really, really special, man.
I mean, it's a list. I mean, we've got a list of special stuff. I can't wait to hear about it. We've got.
This one has to do with conventions. We're working out a deal to try to bring a certain creator to conventions with us. He's not going to be a 4C guy.
Right.
We're just gonna bring him to conventions. But we might be bringing him to many conventions. Is the thing. So
yeah.
We will have him almost. You know, we will have him almost locked up from a convention standpoint. If you want him at a convention, you got to come to. You know, you got to come to one of ours that we're bringing him to. So.
Yep.
We'll see what happens. I'm excited. But
I know.
Lots to talk about it first.
And that creator is named.
What happened to Jeff? I thought he was going to say it.
Oh, sorry. You lost me there for a minute. I said it. I promise.
That's so funny.
What is the incentive for taking someone not associated with 4C? Well, here's the deal, guys. There are a lot of artists and creators and people in the business that already have representation, but maybe their representation isn't able to take them to shows. So it's basically taking somebody who somebody else can't take to a show. So that's the thing is, so we, you know.
And listen, the guy we're talking about is a legend.
It's a big L.
Legend.
Big L.
I mean, there's no disputing the fact that him being at the table at 4C gives 4C a certain kind of credibility that we have a guy of this caliber sitting at our table. And like I said, we're talking about a multi-show deal, so we will see.
I like Jason Lutz. He's like, JR Senior?
Yes.
I'm like, unfortunately, John Romita Sr. is retired. God, would I love to see that man one more time. Just one more time. But no, he is retired. So
yeah, unfortunately. Nice try though.
Yeah.
Yes, he was He was one of the guys I used to talk to every once in a while up at Marlboro. He was always nice.
Yeah, I've met him. He's a great guy. He's like, he was super sweet when I met him. Yeah, Jason, I know. I mean, we can all dream, but I think that man has done his last sketch. So if you want one, you got to go find one on the open market. Ken just found one. Ken found one a couple weeks ago.
Well, retired doesn't always mean they're not drawing anymore. It just means they're not doing it, on a regular basis.
Well, he's like 92 now. I think he's about done. But you can always get something nice like this, secondhand. Look at that. Look at that beauty. Right there, huh?
Oops, I removed him from the stream. Oh, there you go.
Look at that.
Yeah, man. It's no Ace Man, but it's pretty good.
All right, I'm gonna address the names that are coming up in the chat. We're not gonna tell you who it is, so you can't guess.
Let me see these names. Let me see.
So we got Byrne, we got Jansen. You guys listen? We're not gonna tell you who it is, even if you get it.
So, Senior, no, stop. Byrne, Jansen. That's it.
No,
It's only
no more guessing. No more guessing because we're not going to tell you. You got to wait. We literally can't tell you.
Well,
It's
one of
not
the shows we're talking about bringing them to is in April. So
Yeah.
if we pen the deal, the announcement's gonna happen soon.
That's right.
But I can give a good guess.
You can do it offline there, buddy.
Yeah.
Ken's like, I thank you to shut your mouth, please.
My guess is going to be the best one.
His best might be the right one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Todd McFarlane.
What? Fake news.
Todd McFarlane owes me money. So
Yeah.
part of the
Todd
deal
McFarlane is one of my favorite artists.
he's got to do appearances for me.
Yeah.
I sold him the Mark McGuire baseball,
Yeah. He wants his
knowing
money
full
back.
well that the record was going to get broken 4 years later by Barry Bonds.
And
or however
both
he
of
did
those
it.
records are going to be pointless because both the guys were on steroids. So,
They're both juicing. So,
yeah.
I recently told not recently, but I told somebody when that came out, I said, if I was Major League Baseball, you know what I would say? I would say, if you get caught using steroids, performance-enhancing drugs that are clearly illegal, and you knew it, right? You are erased from the record. I mean, not erased, like you never played the game. Done. We will never speak of you again. You will be stricken from all the records, everything. I think players might think twice if their entire careers were wiped off their fate, because a lot of these guys, part of the deal is, they make a lot of money after they're done playing, doing appearances and things like that. That's where, that's what I was doing with these guys.
Yeah.
So if they had nothing that they could show for it, I don't know if it'd be worth it.
Yeah, but think it is. You think of crime period, and I learned this doing security work for a while, is that a lot of criminals' attitude is they will never get caught.
Yeah.
So the threat in the end still doesn't mean anything because they don't think they're ever going to get caught.
I don't know. Again, I could tell you guys some stories about stuff that I knew about what was going on with some of these guys. Trips to Mexico.
Yep.
In the off season to get their juice fix.
Yep.
I could tell you some stories.
There you go, Colossus X79. You wanted to see what? There's a burn Colossus for you.
Hold on. Let me put that up there. Oh, yeah. Where's this Kirby Crackle?
Look at all that Kirby crack. What are you talking about? Well, Pete Rose is going to go in the Hall of Fame. He's going to go in right after he dies. He'll go in the Hall of Fame.
That is a travesty. There are murderers in the Baseball Hall of Fame. And they're going to keep him out? I mean, I know he bet on baseball. I get it. But I mean, Bart Giamatti was supposedly gonna reinstate him, and then he died. So I love Pete. I worked a lot with Pete. He was one of the nicest guys ever. He's paid his dues for that. You know how much money that has cost him? Not being able to write Hall of Fame on things, not being able to say, and then the back in, I think it was like 2002 or 2003, the All-Star game was in Boston, and they asked him to be part of it because they were doing some sort of special thing with all the record holders, and obviously he had the hit record. And I saw Pete right after, and I said, "Why'd you do it?" He said, "Well, hoping that they're going to reinstate me someday." Well, that was 20 years ago. He still hasn't been reinstated. So I don't know. It's a shame.
And to think that the last president pardoned all those people but didn't pardon him.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't matter if they pardoned him anyway. Yeah, what's wrong with Pete? Pete's getting old now, so I hope he gets to live to see it. I hope they don't wait to do it posthumously. So I think the guy paid his dues already when it came to that.
So what do retired guys like that do other than play golf?
It depends on their level of fame and things like that. If they're guys who played a long time and made a name for themselves, they can go on the autograph circuit, the appearance circuit. Some of them, depending on how good they were, they can get endorsement deals. But in order for a retired guy to get an endorsement deal, he either had to be really funny, really charismatic, or really one of the elite players in the league. A guy like Joe Montana. But you won't see that a lot with older guys. So they've really got to rely on if they want to continue to do it that way, they got to rely on appearances and personal appearances and things like that, speaking engagements, that kind of stuff. So that's where a lot of those guys make their money. But if they had money to begin with, like a guy like Pete Rose, I mean, he invests. Yeah, he owned restaurants and things like that. So he made his money other places too.
Didn't he end up with like a car dealership or something like that? Or was that somebody else?
He owned a car dealership down in Miami. He might still. He had a restaurant down there too. I think last time I was in contact with Pete, he was in Vegas. He was living in Vegas. But that was many, many years ago. I haven't spoken to Pete in 15, 20 years. A long time. Now I mess with the comic guys.
Yeah.
much more tame group.
Yeah.
Except for Stroman, of course. Stroman gets me all fired up. We had a good time at MegaCon, though.
Yeah, I'd like MegaCon.
To the hotel debacle on Sunday.
Oh yeah. Now see, you just brought some pain. Brought pain back to my mind.
Oh, all I kept thinking about was, please don't let this turn into a George Floyd situation. Please don't let this turn into a George Floyd
No, but here's the thing. They were so wrong that the police showed up and then left because they were so wrong.
Exactly. Yep.
It's like I never even spoke with the police. They just showed up and then they walked away.
I talked to them and I told them what was happening. And they were like, "What?"
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Well, hopefully that's a one-time only thing. I've been paranoid of bringing anything with me anywhere since that time.
Larry's going to be showing up at the show every day with a suitcase. I'm bringing all this stuff.
That's right. That's right. It's like it's staying with me.
That's funny.
But when you really think about it, that was more like a freak accident type of a thing. I mean, it's something that just didn't make any sense. Period. I don't even think they really knew what was happening.
No. I agree. It was
just somebody along the line didn't really pay attention to what they should have been doing.
So for anybody who didn't know, what happened was when Larry came to MegaCon, I initially booked him to leave on Sunday, but then I couldn't get a flight, so I changed it. I had to add a night to Monday. And I went to the hotel and checked these guys in. And I even said to the girl at the desk, now Larry Stroman, he's supposed to check out Sunday and then has another room on Monday. Can you just make sure he just stays in the same room? And she said, sure, no problem. I said, so he doesn't have to check in, check out, nothing like that. She goes, no. We do that stuff all the time. Okay. Well, I get a call Sunday night after MegaCon. I'm ready to kick my shoes off after a 4-day show and relax. And Larry tells me that he gets to the hotel and they moved his room and threw his stuff away that was in there. I mean, yeah, that's what. So I got in my car and I went down there, and because I was not going to let him handle that by himself.
Well, they claim that they had a lost and found, but nothing was in the lost and found.
Yeah. And then they actually came out and produced stuff after an hour of standing there. They started bringing stuff out from his rooms. Like, so all this time, this stuff has been somewhere.
No, it was other people's stuff they were trying to give to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, some of the stuff was yours, but you said it was mixed in with other people's stuff.
Yeah, it was mixed in with a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah. So, but it all worked out at the end of the day. It was over at least. And we moved on. Bigger and better things.
All right, Silver Surfer Crackle.
Silver Surfer with the crackle is done. All right. Well, that's it, guys. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us tonight.
All right, thanks everyone who's watched, hung around this long, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Again, we'll be in New Orleans this weekend. We're probably going to do some sort of, art drops and stuff like that, like we've done at other shows where we, go to the tables and talk to guys and stuff like that. And of course, whatever stuff, Larry's got a bunch of stuff. I've seen it, some great stuff. So if any of that stuff doesn't move at the show, or even if it does move, we might offer up to you guys first when we're at the show. That's only fair because you guys are in part of this, part of our group. But everybody have a great week. And if you want anything and that run with some stuff, just hit me up. And then hopefully we'll be broadcasting from New Orleans in a couple days. But thanks, Larry. It's great. I will see you in a few days, my friend. And Jeff is indisposed. He is doing something else. But thanks again,
All right,
everybody.
thanks everybody.
We will see you soon.